Mini-series Own Your CV, brought to you by the UCT Career Service. Episode 1 General Overview, Layout, Format, and Language. In Episode 1, you'll learn about why writing a CV is good for you and how a CV gets you shortlisted. In addition, the layout, format, and language that is used to write a great CV is explained. Working on your CV is good for you, and here's why. It helps you think about and record what you've done, and this helps to develop a base document to work from. Capturing all of this can make you feel pretty good, but may also highlight things you need to do or work on, which is also good. So, what is a CV anyway? CV stands for Curriculum Vitae, which means Path of Life. A CV and a resume mean the same thing in a South African context. They are both short targeted documents, highlighting relevant activities and skills. A CV is one part of an application package together with a cover letter, an application form, if there is one, and any requested documentation. It is most important that you read the instructions about what they want and what you should include. A CV is like an advert for you, and adverts don't feature bad parts. So you would not say you get nervous about public speaking. However, this is not a bragging document either, so you wouldn't say you have great communication skills. Any claims you make must be supported with evidence. This will be covered in a later episode. For any selection process for a job or bursary, there is a list of requirements. A selection committee decides who matches the requirements. This is done by people, or CVs can be put through software. There are usually more applicants than a committee has time to meet in person, so they make a shortlist of people to interview. For a human committee, your CV may be viewed after hundreds of others. You may be a great applicant, but if your CV doesn't show this, you may not get an interview. Remember, the main purpose of a CV is to get you an interview. Will your CV stand out enough to get you shortlisted? The rest of the mini-series will help you develop a CV that will increase your chances. The first step in increasing your chances of having your CV selected is making sure that you have the correct layout. In terms of CV templates and layouts, one size does not fit all. You do not need a cover page, and you do not need to use the words curriculum vitae. There are many CV templates available, but be careful, as sometimes these will not be fit for purpose for your experiences. Some templates do not let you edit headings, which can be a problem. Include a photograph if it is requested, but otherwise be cautious of photographs. If you choose to add one, ensure that it is a professional head and shoulders picture. You never know what sorts of unconscious biases they may set off in people reading your CV. Rather, let your content convince. CVs are typically 2 pages, but there's usually not a length restraint for academic CVs. However, always comply to what is asked for in an application process. If your document is just over 2 pages, try adjusting your margins, which also may help to keep it on 2 pages. In addition to the layout, one should pay particular attention to the way their CV is organized, that being the format. In all aspects of your CV, make sure that everything is consistent. Use the same font throughout and make sure all your headings are the same size. Only use all caps for headings and not in your body text. Make sure that there's consistent spacing between your sections. Put all activities in reverse chronological order, meaning that the most recent things go first. Do not use a font size smaller than size 11 for your body text. Use an uncluttered font and use bold text selectively, only if you want things to stand out. For example, it is not necessary to put dates in bold. And lastly, make sure your information is not too crowded. Choose suitable headings for each section. Some are common and will probably be in everyone's CVs, like education, work experience, and skills. For other headings, try to use eye-catching headings that describe your experiences. For example, community work and leadership are much better headings than extracurricular activities. The language used on a CV is just as important as the format and layout. It is important to remember that the language on your CV must be both appropriate and professional, which means using no jargon or slang. Avoid using I on your CV and do not use the third person. For example, Sia was on the House Committee of Glen Residence. Do not use paragraphs and full sentences. Instead, use note form language. For example, Glen Residence House Committee member. Remember to use bullets for subpoints only, not for headings. Start with action words like organized, initiated, developed, designed, and the use of present tense for current activities and past tense for past activities. Use acronyms to save space, but write out the full name of the organization or institution in full first, followed by the acronym. Use spell check, but remember spell check does not pick up ambiguities, and get someone else to read over your CV with a fresh eye, as you may not pick up some mistakes yourself. Thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of mini-series Own Your CV, brought to you by the UCT Career Service. Be sure to tune into episode 2, where we will be focusing on the name, contact details, personal profile, and education sections of your CV.